days.
Is there a lens cap on it?
I took it off.
Just a film in it.
There's an SD
When
card.
boot camp with the Claymore mine had a little thing like, I see the light, when you clutch them.
I know.
Now, it says front towards enemy. Do they print in multiple languages?
Oh, that's right, you know that.
Alright, ready to go? Yes, we can
Let's go.
Start.
It's
Alright.
on, guys.
Yes, sir.
Alright, we call the Tilton Northfield Fire District Budget Committee meeting to order November 3rd at 5:30 p.m. Members present are Scott Lewandowski, Eric Pyra, Paul Blaisdell, Dennis Manning, and Jason Wright. And absent tonight is Jane and Charlie, right?
Correct.
That's who we have. Okay, cool. You guys want to just dive into it? I was hoping to get a briefing just for kind of generic, kind of this season kind of stuff before we got too far into it, but.
So in the past, Kathy has, or the chief has provided us with a budget narrative, and I find that
do we
extremely
have it?
helpful.
No, I didn't.
No.
I thought the chief was coming and bringing it. I apologize.
Okay.
All right, so
I end up referring to that quite often.
Well, in the absence of the narrative, I can tell you what the commissioners were presented and
Yes.
discussed, and
Sure.
give you a little color. I think we tried to look at the last 3 years of spend and look for trends and kind of flatten the curve, because we're all looking at a building. You won't see anything in terms of payroll in this, because the commissioners are still delving into that. But I will forecast if you, yeah, get that in the mail. Got one in the mail.
Did you get
I got a phone call about that today.
I have not got it yet, no.
It should have arrived in today's.
Oh, that may be why.
The payroll we didn't get into, I think the chief, just get this in the back of your head. Chief was looking for a step and a COLA, both, same year. Hasn't hit the commissioners yet, not sure climate for just one guy. I think this is the year we'll do that. I have learned in recent years or recent months that when the chief asks for a raise for the guys, it goes all the way up to the chief. Step and COLA. So if the chief was asking for a raise for the guys to be competitive, it essentially goes to his own bottom line. So the commissioners have a little work to do on that. In years past, they've not been totally supportive, but I also stepped out in faith. You remember we pushed from a $24 to a $25 to get to the minimum impact for a hiring number. So that's not before you tonight, but you'll see the topics we did cover. We're trying to just really buckle down and see where we've spent, where we continue to spend, and try to reel in a couple things if we can. It's been pretty productive with the commissioner level. We're trying to level fund what we can. There's things insurances and things we do not get our hands around. Some of the increases we thought we were going to see didn't happen in the industry, so that's favorable. So we got to ride the wave and see if we can afford the building. Long term, we're looking at trying to request an ambulance because it takes 3 years to build one. The industry has gone over tea kettle as far as lead times and things. So that's apparatus and equipment. Again, that's not tax. You guys know the commission, all the commissioners sitting here. So there is talk that we're going to look to try to replace a piece of equipment that's going to take us probably 3 years to get. So we'll see that the warrant article section.
So are on the commissioner's column, if there are numbers in there, those are final numbers?
We voted and we
commissioners do.
Yes. And of course, that doesn't, part of the payroll is the Social Security, Medicare, retirement, and those weren't done either,
Some of those are pinned too.
because they're into payroll.
So with that being said, how can the chief have a number in there?
That's his budget.
Right, well, how did he determine that number?
You'll always ask, if you see two sets of numbers, then fine, but if you see just chiefs and the commissioners haven't voted on his.
Right,
Right.
well, what I mean is line 4220 on page 1,
Sure.
Okay,
for instance.
yes.
If Kathy is saying that Social Security or FICA or withholding or any of that stuff has yet to be determined, how can the chief come up with 2.44?
Because he's already done his budget, that line is his request.
We didn't get, yeah, I think when we get into the other pages, Paul, you'll see a little more, parity as far as certain subcategories
Right,
that we've
the chief,
gone into.
the chief presents his budget
No, I
to the commissioners,
understand
and
the
then,
process, but my question is, how do you come up with a number when there are
Percentage.
unknowns?
that's,
It's a percentage.
Yes.
So if it's $1 million in payroll, Social Security is a percentage of that number, and it slides based on.
right,
I get that, but what I'm trying to get across is the foundation of that number is an unknown.
Correct. And
So how do we come up with a number? Or how did he come up with the number?
he did his budget, he presented the commissioners with what he wanted the salaries to be. And that's included in his numbers.
4220 is a category where the commissioners have not weighed in
Right.
on yet. So you're looking at a document that occurred after a commissioner meeting, but before our next one.
Right,
So
so
we didn't get there yet.
they've done some of that line, but not all of it.
Right,
Yeah.
So, and part of that is the salaries and wages, which the chief presented to them, and they have to make their decision on what they're going to do.
That's one
And
area,
they'll-
we're not there yet.
Right, and then they'll bring that to you, and you guys get to make your decision.
I totally get all that. I guess what I'm asking is more of a rhetorical question. If you say there's unknowns in the personnel costs, how can there be a number presented in the chief's budget?
Okay, because there are no unknowns in the chief's budget.
The
His
chief-
budget is
yeah.
final.
He's requesting payroll and a couple of increases that the commissioners have not yet weighed in on.
Right.
So his column is running a little bit ahead of the commissioners. And so there are other categories that the commissioners did vote on. So 4220 has way too many nuts and bolts in it. We did go with executive elections, auditing, legal, personnel, buildings, hydrants, insurances.
So if you start on page 2,
Yeah, there's a
you'll
little
see
bit
what
of
the
a-
commissioners have done, and you can do those lines as well. And anything that's blank for the commissioners, they haven't decided upon yet.
You guys got a decent amount done, actually.
We
We really did.
a lot
Yeah.
without the payroll.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
So you guys want do you need any more briefing, or you wanna just dig into it?
Again,
All right, I make a motion that we fund, line number 4130, the total executive, for $9,500.
I'll second it. So those are all formal given numbers.
Yes,
The commissioners are $2,000 each,
yes,
the clerk and treasurer $1,500, and the moderator's $500.
correct.
Okay, you guys are on page, I was looking at the other page, but you're already jumping.
where the
Page 2.
Page 2 already, alright, now I'm with it. Yeah, it's the same as last year, right? I don't see any.
Correct.
Same, yeah, I feel like that's reasonable. Alright, any more discussion, you guys wanna just get right to the motion's been made, and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any abstentions? Alright. that one's good, so 4130 passes for 9,500. Elections, I see there's a smidge of a disagreement between the chief's number and you guys' number. Do you know what the
Well, I
rule-
make a motion, we open line 4140 elections for discussion.
Second.
Alright, made and seconded. Yeah, what, what's
So
the
so what
variance?
happens is, I think part of it is, you know, Kathy will have some added, but, you know, we looked at the past 3 years and what it takes to run the meetings, voting, the ballots, and all that stuff. If the meeting is reasonably timely, then we fit into the budget. It's the supervisor of the checklist of the two towns, that when we have these marathons that go into 10, 11 at night, now you're paying overtime to, you know, your billing is, you know, they do a flat rate and then it's like a little hourly rate for supervisor of the checklist. So we're hoping that we have a, you know, a square meeting and things go normal. I don't know where the 3,100 came from the chief, but I think we were trying to just stay within, you know, and then for the sake of $600, you know, with a $3 million bottom line, I think you can find, if you need a couple nickels somewhere that.
Well, if you look at the actual for 25, that's right in line.
And that's kind of, we were trying to reel things back into the trend. You know, if our meetings are,
Is it just the supervisors of the checklist that we want to do? We don't pay the
No.
police more, do we?
Yeah, we
have-
do.
Do we have to pay the
We
police?
have to pay for the police detail, we pay the supervisors, we pay for the advertising in the papers, we have to pay for the ballots,
Right.
yeah,
and
there's some fixed costs and then there's
Right.
some variable stuff.
fortunately, in this year, Tim Saller's son donated his time
For to run
For
the
the-
sound.
for the sound
Yeah.
system.
Oh, nice.
So you know, hopefully he will continue to do that, but we never know if Adam will.
Now, just for my own clarification, because we're going for the building, how does that play into this? How do you anticipate that playing into this? Do you anticipate a longer meeting because of that? Like, do we? I'm just procedural. I'm trying to get behind that.
Well,
It's been a few years since we've done
it will
station.
I
be-
would suggest that we wait until after the public outreach to finalize a timetable for the meeting. I think we'll find
Okay.
out in 2 weeks where we stand as far as the building.
Is that a
Buildings.
voice vote? That's a ballot box
It's
vote,
a ballot
right?
box vote.
That we usually do in the beginning, right?
Right, and it,
First, like,
where it's a bond
Bond,
issue, will have to be
yeah.
open for an hour.
An hour. Okay. All right.
But
So-
there'll probably still be a lot of discussion unless, you know, let's, since the elephant's in the room.
Yeah.
Are you guys, I mean, I haven't heard from you guys, I didn't go to that meeting where supposedly y'all said you're not gonna bring that warrant. Is that a factual statement that, or is that someone's opinion or something that they,
Which warrant?
or for a bond?
That was not in our minutes. That we,
Okay.
that we would not.
Well, no, well, we had a building committee member that said that you guys had a meeting and you weren't gonna bring the building before the.
I'd like to review those minutes because that's not in our minutes.
It didn't happen?
You'll have to watch the video because,
What you're describing may have happened, but we never declined to bring anything in front of the voters at the building committee.
No, I'm saying for the commissioners, it was brought up by a building committee member that the commissioners weren't gonna get behind what we proposed.
I don't know anything about
Okay.
it.
No,
So we're still gonna bring, the plan is to bring it before?
full steam ahead.
Check Roger.
There's
Okay.
been some, you know, Tim sits on that one, but, yeah, I, you know.
You know where I'm coming from.
I do.
I think I came to one of those meetings and there was some revisions and some tweaks and some narrative discussion about the presentation and getting
That
ready
was
for.
all finalized
Yeah,
this morning.
so I saw nothing that I would, and then at a commissioners meeting, I don't think we said anything that was going to detract from forward movement on any of that. I mean, that committee has worked their ass off for, you know, as of many prior committees have, so.
and I got a phone call today, this, a resident received the postcard, and she was asking me questions, and she says, well, when do we vote on this? I said, in March.
Yep.
She says, well, I need to know because I don't go to meetings and I want to support this because it's needed.
Yeah.
You gotta go to a meeting.
And I told her, I said, well, they're having an informational meeting, on the night, on
That's what happens.
the 17th, the
Yeah, and I
19th,
think
and you
that-
should start with one of those.
And the public hearings are gonna be huge, right?
Right.
You know, if you can, yeah.
Well, you having answered that question, then I'm with Paul, maybe we should just, we'll come back to this one after we
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
outreach.
Yep.
Because, you wanna find, and
We
that
can
is
always-
gonna be, that may take us a longer.
It could be a marathon, or it could be,
Or it could be real
or
quick.
it could be,
Oh, yeah.
people come in and vote. aggressively.
Hope, plan for the worst and hope for the best.
There you go.
Absolutely.
So,
Okay.
and as it was at the front of the package, I think we were trying to, chip away at a few things, to try to, get ourselves into a level funded position.
I'm trying to remember, this is not going to vote on, but we have a motion and a second, how do we do that? I forget.
Just withdraw.
Okay,
I
you guys
withdraw
okay
my
with drawing that, Eric, you're
I'll
okay?
withdraw my second.
Well, it was for discussion.
Yeah, it was
wasn't for a
discussion,
vote.
so
Oh, okay.
you've decided just to wait on this, which is fine. I'm just
That's it, I'll make a motion that we, fund the auditing line 4150 for $10,600.
Second for discussion.
Made and seconded, what's the?
That's a firm figure.
That's the bill.
As in-
That
that's
is what,
okay.
that's what the bill's
So
going to
it's
be.
lower than last year?
Wow,
I know, I was surprised. I
Jesus.
contacted them and I said, I need to know what it's gonna cost for the audit for next year. And that's the number they gave me.
You have that in writing?
I think I have it in an email.
okay,
I
that
think-
seems like a pretty easy one.
But I thought it was a contract, so it should be in the contract, that it's gonna be this much, this much, this much for how many ever years.
I didn't tell them that it was less than, it's all good.
The auditors can't get their budget right.
Any more discussion on that one? All those in favor,
I,
opposed?
There was
Abstentions?
something we needed them to do last year as a compliance thing, which, right?
Yes, we did do that. It was, you have to say that.
I know, but it was a thing.
It was a thing. We
Yeah.
had to have a special audit.
Yeah.
So that we never figured out what our liability was for like the retirement system.
Right.
And we had to have an audit in order to know what that was going to be. So we did that at the
Which is,
beginning of this year.
which is why we went from like 9 to 12. I mean,
Right, that's
we,
included in that 12.6.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
upticked because of some really weird circumstance.
Yes.
That, yeah, I remember that. Okay.
I make a motion, we open 4153 legal expense for discussion.
Second?
So you've spent 2987 so far this year. I assume that with the year not being complete, that will escalate from that point.
That is correct.
Will that carry over into next year?
Hopefully not.
We anticipating any legal
It's
issues?
something that's going on.
We've had a few non-publics,
Oh,
so
okay,
trust the process.
okay.
I hope we don't have to.
I hope not as well.
So you and Tim and Paul are confident that 5 will be sufficient.
Is that another dart?
Yes.
Is that another one that we should wait until later in the year?
Well,
Is anything at all non-public, I assume, through the conclusion of whatever it is?
yes.
Okay,
We're
kinda,
working in this calendar year to the best of our
Ability?
speed.
okay,
Well, let's put it off.
Okay.
Okay.
fair enough.
I really don't see it in the next year.
Table that one.
Yep. let's wait on that one.
Alright, well, the next page.
And it was still on this page, personnel
Sure.
administration, we can do that one.
I move line 4150 in total.
Oh, no, you don't wanna do that.
4155.
You don't wanna do the whole thing
50 was
because
auditing.
you wanna start with like 210?
Mm.
Because 55 would take you for the whole
Mm.
Oh, all the way
personnel
down
and
here.
you're
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
able to do part of it.
So 210.
So you
Right,
wanna
I
do
see
it
what you're saying.
210.
Make a motion, we open 4555, 4155.210 group health insurance for discussion. It's zero right now, so there's, oh,
No.
there's subgroup,
There's subgroups.
Yeah.
okay.
I'll second that.
Alright.
So 210 is a 4.5% increase from this year, so that's a pretty firm number.
Yes, these numbers are firm.
Who's the company again you guys use?
We are using Health Trust. It's much better than what you guys are going
I'd
through in
say
school
is
care.
I feel like I don't trust any of them right now, to be honest with you,
Well-
because the last one and now
Especially when they
school
have
care,
health
this
trust
is like
in
the
the name.
last one
Yeah.
that like who knows? Like I'm just untrusting of any of these
Health
organizations.
Trust has theirs set up so that you're not going to get hit with the same thing you got hit with school care. I mean, I know that New Hampshire Interlocal Trust went out of business on you and you jumped onto school care.
Yeah. You think
And-
these guys are healthier reserves? There's
They
no,
are healthier.
I thought I heard something though about this company was going to have to increase their reserve funding. Is that
That
active?
that is true, and they are doing it in a much nicer fashion.
So a step.
step,
This has like
yes.
a step up built.
This has
into
a
it.
step up
Okay.
built into it.
All right.
I think we thought we were looking at like an eight
We-
or so.
We were looking at a 15%
I
increase.
thought it was like 8 to 12, but
Yeah.
like
Okay.
15, so
So we were quite happy with 4.5.
This is like in writing, like everything.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Then we should probably jump on that.
Lock it in.
Any more discussion on that one?
We're doing all three of those, right?
The 475, 563.
You did 210, so you want to do the
41,
insurance
50.
opt out too?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many opt-outs are there?
Oh gosh.
Remember last year? It's fine. We had to readjust it real quick towards the end because somebody.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
Somebody else
opted,
opted
and
out.
that was a good shift.
When do they have to finalize that process?
Well, this is open enrollment month,
It's
right?
open enrollment
So maybe we
now.
should wait on it till they finish.
I don't have anybody else that's going to opt out.
Okay. I feel pretty solid on that.
Yes, I'm very solid on that.
All right.
And if they do, we bend their dog tags and state their meal card, no card, no dessert.
As long as they opt out, it's a good way to go. But if they have to opt back in,
Then, okay.
then we pay.
Did you just move that for discussion? So we'll make a motion for the 475, 563, we can do that, right?
You did not, no.
No, I'm saying we need to.
We need to, yes.
We're still discussing this through.
Then do you want to do dental while we're at it, just so we can do the whole rack and room? That's solid number 2.
It is, yes.
All right. That seems pretty solid to me. Did you make a motion, Dennis, for that?
I'm looking
What's
at
that?
it
Did
now.
you make a motion for the 475, 563?
I didn't, Paul, we had the motion for discussion, but I think we actually have to make a motion for the actual amount, so.
I'll
Which I,
move line 4155, 210 in its entirety at 475, 563.
I'll second that.
Made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
I have 8 opt-outs.
Thank you.
Alright, so now we're good on this page.
No?
No?
No.
So at,
No.
group life, 215 group life. Buildings. Yeah, right.
Not pushing
motion that we fund it at $16,365. Line 4155-215.
Second.
Alright. Are these solid as well?
Yes.
I assume everything's fixed?
Yes.
So it seems like a pretty easy one then.
Yeah,
Alright, any further discussion on that one?
It didn't seem on the line with the other spend, and that's kind of tied to your payroll exposure.
Right.
I was gonna ask, would that tie into the raise package or no? Nothing in here would?
Doesn't that go on the previous years?
the only thing that could tie in there is the short-term disability, and that went down 4%. So,
Okay. Alright. So we may have to, in the worst case scenario, just come back to that one. and
May
adjust
have to.
it, but maybe not. Okay. Alright, any more discussion? You guys ready to vote? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes.
now you can drop down to 4194. General government buildings, and those are several different categories under that.
You don't wanna do unemployment compensation?
Oh, yes, you could do that, sorry. We're self-insured.
I'll move that we fund it at $500 for line 4155-250.
Second.
Any discussion? Seems pretty straightforward. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Now we're on 4194.
Right, and start
Oh.
with 410 electricity.
Can we go back just for a second? I'm not asking to revote. I just like clarification on why 2025 actual is 0. 24 and 23.
Because we haven't
actuals are
had
0.
anybody collecting unemployment from us.
So you have that as like pay our deductible or pay if there's a claim, we have to expend that $500, but since,
There's no
Everybody.
claims, there's no
yeah,
expended.
we've been,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
I move 4194, 410 for discussion.
I'll second.
Alright. Just looking at these for the first time.
Where did those numbers come from? It's a cheap going by.
Well, there was a rate increase in, was it August?
Why is the Shed Road Tower higher? We using more
We are,
electricity up there?
yes.
All of them are gonna burn a little more, I mean, I think, the rate increases
Yes.
up the forecast, trying to take previous usage and push in a new rate increase on electricity. But that one was a little,
We did the best we could with,
yeah,
You know, trying to-
the data, you know,
With
it's
the
like,
data we
it's
have.
like trying to do fuel, you know, it's like, you know.
What is the Shed Road though, like what is eating up that much more electricity?
There's-
What's is there a new
There's
device?
heaters in there, there's the equipment that's in it, but I think there's heaters that keep the equipment safe.
right,
There's an air conditioning unit in there too.
Probably.
Probably.
in summer, because that's, those servers and that stuff goes a little late.
That seems really high for just a tower that's just there, you know.
Well, the equipment to run the tower, to run all the
Well, you
equipment.
guys have the ability to make the change.
Just looking up. It's $350 a month is what we're trying to.
Well, to date, this year, we've only spent 2672.
How many months is that? Is that through October or is that through September?
Yeah.
Because with October, it's easy math. If it's
Yeah.
December or September, it's not so easy.
We have 1,000 to go, so we have like 3,600. Maybe.
It's 8 months.
Oh, it's 8 months.
Let me just double check again.
4 months. Well, if that's true, yeah, it's gonna be at 4,000. But that's like 8 months.
Let me see what the last bill says on it. Does it give me a date, it gives me a date range?
So price increase really isn't showing that amount.
We got the new bill on the, after the rate pop, then that would give you 1 month to
Yes.
roll ahead.
So, yeah, the bills, we just paid the September bill.
Is that in here or no?
Yes,
It is, okay,
Yes.
so then there's 3 months left of.
3 months left, yes.
Okay.
Is that typical for the 2025 actual column? That it's through September?
Most
Or
of them.
through- Yeah, through September.
It depends on what it is, as to when their bills come in. Some of them are paid by credit card, so that they're only gonna be 9 months, because I haven't got the credit card bill yet. I was hoping to have it today, but
Right.
So all of these electricity lines on actual are through September.
yes,
What do you got, Eric, for the whole year?
I just got rid of it. It was like $50 off, so it was like $35.50 based on the whole year. So it would be over budget a little bit.
Now, the Park Street Tower, that doesn't come out of the special revenue we make, right? Trying to remember that, no?
no. We're hoping to do that next year, because the commissioners are the agents that fund. So it would be nice,
It would be nice to pay the utilities. I think what we were trying to do is a portion of that tower, those tower funds go back to maintenance of the towers and a little bit of building stuff. That was the original charge of the tower funds. And we've had to fix a couple things, I think batteries,
right,
big, $3,000 battery. I think even the town, told my partner was on battery replacement, some heavy stuff.
For which one?
I think
Shed road.
Shed, yeah, was a big one for physical expense, not utility. And, yeah, I'd like to get to that place where they, it's all kind of self-funded.
Can it happen next year or no? Like, should we keep 1,000, or is that the plan for next year that you'll do it?
I think,
Tough to say.
yeah,
it's hard to say at this point.
because you never know when something's gonna break, tree falls and stuff.
How much was the rate increase?
Was it 18%?
It was sharp, I don't
It was
remember.
huge.
Yeah, I thought it was in the 15, 16, but it
Yeah.
could be 18, I think,
Yeah, it's in that range, 15 to 18.
it was kind of a jump.
Yeah, it was huge.
Well,
And it's tough, because you don't want,
if you take the actuals now, 14,532 divided by 9 months is 1614 a month, times 12 months is 19,376. So you're gonna be $2,400 under, over budget this year.
well, if we're calling out 19.8, I think we're almost dead nuts on it.
if we're
Well,
looking.
we're at 19.4 without a rate increase.
Well, it posted in August, right? So we got a bill.
Yeah, so,
So one of those 9 months was the new
The
rate.
real number. So
Right.
we're heading there. Yeah, it doesn't speak to the previous, but.
Do you know what the rate increase is?
We didn't wanna shoot past the chief, we kinda thought he did his homework on it.
he
So,
did,
Yeah.
he does his homework on that.
So.
I mean, yeah, I guess it looks better than it looks like with the rating, it seems like it's gonna fall pretty close. Any more discussion, or what do we feel? We just open it for discussion anyways, so we have to do it for the regular thing.
Well, guess I'm concerned because the numbers don't add up.
This year's or next year's, or which one do you open? This year's actual?
Yeah, if we look at this year's actual and project that over the entire year, we're $2,400 short this year. And we'll be at $500 less, $400 less than the commissioner's budget without the rate increase.
If you look at 2024, the actual was 16,726
Right, for the entire
for
year.
the entire year, so you're gonna be,
And if you pitch a 10 or a 15 over that,
Well,
you know,
we're
10%
already,
pitch at 18.2.
we're already 25 over that for this year, projected over 12 months. And again, that doesn't include the rate, you said it was 18?
Well, it's somewhere between 15 and 18.
That's $3,000. At 15%, that's $3,000 more per year, so that means we'd be up around 22, no. Yeah, 22, 400.
So what I did is, Paul, is I looked at the 2024 actual spend,
Yep.
start to finish, and went 15% over that. So it's 19.2.
Right, but
Because we know the A to Z on 2024,
right,
and then we went 15% over that.
Yeah, it could be reasonable, especially if you do take 1,000 or some of the tower revenue, you know, I mean, it could be in the ballpark.
well, the tower revenue goes towards electric. Suppose it could.
No, yeah, isn't that what you're saying you might do next year? Maybe?
We were gonna review that because I don't think the wording is for utilities, I think it's for repairs,
Repairs.
maintenance,
Right.
and equipment, and building repair stuff.
So we have to.
So I don't believe that the charter of the fund was tasked for utilities.
And that would have to be voted on.
Yeah, it's an amendment. to a
Yeah, it's
special
an
revenue fund,
amendment.
Yeah, so it'd have to be
So we would
voted
have
on.
to,
just like we did the maintenance on the trucks, or equipment, we pulled that back into the apparatus and equipment language.
that will be a warrant article.
Oh, okay.
so you're confident that if we take 2024's numbers and add 15%,
that's kind of lands us at the 19-ish.
Yeah.
We don't know, the next 3 months, we don't know what the heating and cooling is gonna be, but we know what we know for last year. And so we took that usage and then pushed a rate increase through that against actuals.
We were an extreme this year too, if you remember, the winter was super cold and the summer was super hot.
Super hot.
So like realistically, like this is
You
a
know,
pretty big
yeah, I
extreme
think-
this year for heating and cooling costs, I think.
Even if you take this year, divide it by 9, and then add it to whatever's balance, you're at 19, almost 19.4 for this year, over budget. I mean, it would be over, it's not 19.4 over budget, it would be over budget.
Yeah, so we're, you know,
That's my concern, is we're right at that threshold. It's 19,376 without the rate increase.
well, the rate increases didn't hit the last, it didn't hit
Didn't-
most of that.
No.
So we just took last year's number and did a full rate increase on
Right.
that. So I mean, it got a couple of different ways to come at it. I mean, it's your number. I didn't. Yeah,
I gotta stretch out or else.
I know you got a lot of wisdom.
just go all the way to the ground.
Yeah, I know. Just wanna-
Do you wanna table it till we get another month of data, Paul, and then we can,
Well,
or do you wanna vote on it, you think?
I just, if we do 19.8, I think it's gonna, if it's a bad number, I think it's gonna be under what the expenditure will be, so it gives the opportunity to skim some of the unused money from other accounts. So, if the commissioners are good with it, and if the chief burrowed deep and came up with that number, then, yeah, I'm good with it. So I make a motion, we accept line 4194.410 electricity at $19,800 for the year.
I'll second that. So we got motion made and seconded, any further discussion on that? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Excuse me.
Motion passed.
Can you come back with an exact rate increase percentage, please, for our next meeting?
I was on, I went on to Eversource's website
Yeah,
and I Googled what was the rate increase. And it really didn't give a percentage. It just said, this is the amount that's gonna go up on this number. And it was a $6 increase. But other states were giving a rate increase.
this is the reason I asked Kathy, is because when this budget gets poured over at the public hearing by the one or two people that are in the audience, and they say, how come you're $2,800 more than you were last year? And you say, well, because it was a rate increase. I don't know how much it was, but it could
Well,
be
you know.
15, it could be 18. I'd like to be able to say, because we had a 14.7% increase, or whatever it is. That information like that, I think, matters.
All right, so The supply portion of the bill rose 11.2 cents per kilowatt hours. The fixed monthly charge increased by $6. So, yeah.
So, cause I don't know how much I trust what I find on the internet, but
This is Eversource.
yeah, well, this is, I just Googled Eversource rate increase commercial, and it says Eversource has requested a $182 million increase in its distribution rates over the next 2 years. Impact, the company says this would lead to a roughly 17% increase in customers' bills over that period.
That's true.
So 17% potentially over 2 years,
So
maybe.
the increase was a 9.9% if it says.
So Paul, do you think we left it a little light or we went a little heavy?
I think you're light.
So if you get to the top page 3, you'll see where we left a little extra in, there's the heating fuel. If we left that alone, I think the swing on that may be what ends up backing into, but when we talk about the bottom line, I think we're a little heavy on heating fuel, and I think when it all sorts out, there's a couple bucks there to roll back to the light bill. That's, it's an aggregate thing, and I think we're a little heavy on that one, but we don't know what prices are gonna do either.
Natural gas.
It'll be cheap. Don't worry.
Well,
Take my word for it.
natural gas won't, can't get it anymore.
It's as cheap as it gets.
That's it.
Right
It's like-
now.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not getting any less.
Any more capacity coming
Nope.
out of Tilton?
Nope.
Nothing. For the foreseeable future. I'd say 10 years before.
And then to find out that they're trucking it in,
Well,
that blew my mind.
so what happens is that's a boiler on 140.
Yeah.
So they take the gas in liquid form, heat it up, and pressurize it and inject it into the system. So they do that for 2 reasons. One is to make up for insufficient pressure or flow
Okay.
on really cold days.
Yeah.
The second is the utility gambled 2 years ago because liquid natural gas was cheaper than if they pulled it off the pipeline.
Okay.
So they were trucking it in 3 trucks per day,
Well, we had that.
not to build pressure,
Yeah.
to supply because they were not taking it off TACO.
Wow.
So it was the utility that really drove that.
Yeah.
Now, their issue now, they've got to backfeed Laconia and Guilford, feed it from the other end,
Yeah.
because the pressure in that whole area over there just diminishes.
Mm.
So, yeah, there won't be any natural gas availability anytime soon. So I make a motion on 4194.411 heated oil to bring that for discussion.
I'll second it.
So, what I'd like to know is, we've spent $44.59 already this year, which is only 60% or so of the appropriated. What? The chief's number seems very, very high to me. And to Jason's point, even the commissioner's budget seems kind of high. It's so difficult because we're coming up on the heating season. Is that 44.59 through September?
I'm looking right now.
Thank you, Kathy, you're the best.
She knew that,
So it's, if it's through September, that's about $500 a month.
puts us at about $6,000 for the year. If it's through September. I think mine was 24, so affordable. We didn't turn the heat on until December 1st, or November 1st.
23 was about $6,000, so.
Yeah, so that's weird.
Well, it looks like a lot of your savings was at,
24 is a high order here.
Well, I'll make a motion that we fund that at 6,000 total, which at 500 a month, as Eric says, would be $6,000 for the year.
Make it an official motion, Paul, for 411,
Yes.
funded at 6,000.
4194.411 in its entirety at 6,000.
I'll second that.
You seconded, any further discussion?
did you say that was through September, or did you say?
I didn't, but it's through, looks like it's through October.
It's through October, that's it,
Better.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Good.
okay. All right, if no more discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? 6,000 it is. The next one is just making sure, you guys voted just for that category for 2,000, it looks like, right? Not the individual.
Yeah, we
map
just
here.
figured it's
Okay.
gonna, you know, no pun intended, flow, or it's kind of an aggregate.
All right, I'll make a motion to do 412 at 2,000.
I'll second that.
So for discussion, just looking at the numbers here, we don't anticipate, well, it says 8% increase, that's water districts.
That is the water district's increase, that's
Yeah,
why.
they're very transparent on that. They wanna tell you in there.
Payment their new building on 140, right?
Don't even want to go through.
I don't even,
Yeah.
I don't even want. All right, sorry.
Any questions?
There's something going on out there, Wells. The pump.
Don't even want to.
Now, how do they differentiate that between that and the hydrants? Yeah.
We get
different
separate
meters.
bills.
Oh, we do have separate bills
Yeah,
for the,
these are metered
These are
services.
right, that's metered at the buildings, right?
Right,
Right, okay,
you'll get to the hydrants,
that's right.
it's
Yeah, the
further
hydrants is
down.
just a flat rate,
Yeah.
it's probably gone up to,
And then,
Oh, yes,
and
8%.
then, right, there was a problem with the hydrants, so they decided to shut these things off.
Right.
And that led to off to the races.
right.
Very expensive.
Yes,
Glad I wasn't
So,
on
is
duty
it-
for that one, Eric.
Is the 1854 through, they bill quarterly, right?
they bill quarterly,
So,
and that is 3 quarters.
so you're screwed this year.
Yep, pretty much.
Maybe a leaky toilet.
No.
All right, sorry guys, you can't flush.
Yeah.
If it's
A
yellow,
new
let it
gear
go.
washer. Really sucking up the water. I
If it's
guess.
brown,
I don't
flush it
know.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dishwasher
So
sucks it right up.
Wait, that's if you live on something.
is the 8% increase already in effect?
Yeah, that goes into effect in, last year, it was 8% for the 1900 we've gone over. This year, we factored in the 8% into the chief's rates. That's why that's 2319.
So when did the 8% increase take effect?
January 1st, wasn't it?
Yeah, isn't it every January or every year it's an 8%?
Every year it's an 8% increase.
Every
year?
Every
Every-
year.
Yeah.
Thank God I have a well.
Me too.
Good God.
I did just spend $3 grand here. Well,
I just dropped that check off water district before I came here.
You know, I'm still ahead of the game, 20 years.
Broke it down on it.
So, let's get back to
So I
line
got
four
7
twelve.
people in my house.
So, what I'm trying to do is correlate 2025 numbers into next year. What you're saying, Kathy, is that there was an 8% increase January 1st of '25,
Yes.
and there's going to be an 8% increase January 1st of '26.
Correct.
So, if you just look at this year's numbers, if you take 1854 over 3 quarters and project that over 4 quarters, you're at 2472. That doesn't even talk about the 8%.
Right, so you're figuring $2,000 is gonna be a low ball on it as well.
Right? We're at like 40s. Sorry.
Hate to say it, it's almost like you gotta take the 500 that we just saved in heating fuel and add that to water.
So you're talking almost another $200 on top of the 24.
200.
I mean, you said the chief's numbers had that into effect roughly,
Supposedly.
supposedly. so
2672 is what I come
Yeah,
up
I
with.
come up with the same thing, so it's like even the Chiefs is a low ball from current usage versus,
Have you got official notification that it's going up 8% next year?
It's right in their tariffs, that it's increasing 8% every, well, actually it's going up more than that, but we are at 8%. We
That
pay,
was part of our settlement.
part of the settlement, we pay 3/4 of their rate increase.
Oh, so other people are actually.
Other people
higher.
are higher,
Really?
yes,
Ooh.
oh, so the 8% is 3/4 of the increase?
yes.
Oh,
Well, if we go with those numbers, 2672 is the number, so.
So do we wanna, I mean, I can withdraw my, motion, where second withdraw, if you wanna redo it, or we can vote on the 2,000.
Yeah, we'll just vote on the 2,000, vote it down, and then if that's what we do, I'm not saying we should.
I mean, to do due diligence, I mean, there's no sense in actually appropriating a number that we know is about $700 shy
Right.
of actuals.
Okay, so the settlement agreement, which went into effect last year, the fire district shall be subject to the water district's tariff for 2024 and future years as set forth. And then for the hydrant, so,
So they're on their tariff schedule.
yes,
It says rates 8% increase expected per year through 2028.
right. So it must be, it's on the hydrants that we only pay we pay 75% of their
That
tariff.
goes up, that goes up.
So
Right.
that'd be 6%, not 8% for that.
Right,
But we keep the 8% for this.
right.
Okay.
So we're stuck on the tariffs of 8%, and then the hydrants are 6% every year until 2032, because this goes through December 31st of 2031. And we have no choice. It is court ordered.
So we might have missed it last year, looking at the numbers where they're at, they're kind of probably about that percent off.
Right.
Okay.
$6.47 per one.
Alright, we wanna vote on this first and then we can redo it, I guess. So the motion on the thing is at least for 2,000 for that 412 line. All those in favor? All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Any abstentions? Okay, so that one fails, so now we're back to where we're at, so then,
I make a motion, we fund line 4194.412 at $2,672.
What was it, 2672?
2672.
I'll second it.
made and seconded, any further discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
No, one no. Any abstentions? One no, so that passes.
Can I ask Jason what your concern is?
Solidarity.
No,
Do you think it's too much?
I think it's a little heavy. The other, I think what's gonna happen, I mean, in sewer is tied to water, so, I mean, if you level fund sewer and water goes up, or if it doesn't, then they're correlated, because the
Is it
sewer's
by-
tied to meter readings.
So it's not by the rate, it's not by the cost rate, it's by the usage
The
rate.
usage, yeah, so if you come in under usage and.
Well, I'll make a motion,
They, there's a big increase there.
we bring 4194.413 sewer up for discussion.
I'll second it.
So, this year you've already spent more than what was budgeted.
Correct. And that's 3/4.
And is the rate going up, Jason, do you know?
Very little. I think, are you sure that's not 5 quarters? We had
No.
some erratic billing, so, last year. I don't know if we get 3 or 4 or 5 quarters in the bill. But for Tilt, I don't know what Northfield does.
It's 3.
Well,
What is the increase? Because if you look at 23 and 24, they're good, and then you just see these.
Well, it's based on volume,
they just bill off your water reading.
whatever your water is.
Sewer buys the meter reading,
Yeah.
well, Tilton Sewer buys the meter readings from the aqueduct. I don't, there's no sewer bill, is there that?
There is a sewer bill.
Yeah, Park Street.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask, what's the increase in water usage then, from 24 to 25? It seems like it's a decent jump. Like other than that gear washer for the packs, was there any other infrastructure that would take water?
Unless it's off the fill lines, I don't know.
I don't,
Yeah, well, I don't know, if they wouldn't, if they're filling the trucks, is that out of this budget?
yes, there is,
It would,
yes, there are fill lines right above that.
so potentially then that potentially could explain. But that kind of stinks for the sewer bill, because then you're not putting it back in the sewer,
Right.
so you're
Right.
inflated a little bit.
Well, if somebody fills a swimming pool, we get those,
We
sewer
don't-
commission gets those complaints too.
We don't
Hey, I
bill
filled my
swimming
pool
pools.
and why did my sewer bill go up? Because you used water.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that, yeah.
Try and go buy water from a swimming pool company and pay 3 times as much, so.
Mm.
Well, I'm curious, again, if we project this year's costs over 4 quarters, we're funding it at 2/3 of what it needs to be. And I guess I'm real curious where the chief came up with his numbers.
Well,
And he may only do this through 2 quarters because doesn't he work on his budget like in August? And you wouldn't have had that third quarter billing.
This was blank at our last meeting. Well,
I
we
mean,
can either go with the commissioners or the chiefs or come up with our own. I guess,
All right, hold that thought.
don't wag your finger.
I'm not, I'm just thinking,
It's just
See-
like,
yeah, I'm looking at this and we got last year's bill paid the last quarter of last year is paid in this year, so it's actually 4 quarters in those figures.
And that's kind of what happens.
And that's what happened.
It's tough to get a roll.
Yeah.
It's tough to cap it, you know, because of the way.
Yeah.
this stuff does go by volume, so it's not, you can't really do it in comparison to price rate increases.
Well,
So we have 4 for Tilton and 3 for Northfield.
I mean, I don't know, just looking at these pages stuff, I feel like if we go with the commissioners, it might leave enough for those 3 to balance out. At least
Yeah.
that's kind of what I think. I don't necessarily think we need to go super high on that, but that's just my.
Well, I know I just posted the 4th bill, the 3rd quarter bill for Northfield today, so that is 4 and 4 for each, so, okay?
I make a motion that we fund 413 at $1,000.
I second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any more discussion on that? All those in favor?
I,
All those opposed? Abstentions? It's passed. Okay. So you guys, looks like the next one, we voted just the blanket for 8. Okay.
so, Jason, you guys, well, I make a motion that we open 4194 Dock 433 Pearson Maintenance open for discussion. What you guys,
Second.
okay.
Second.
Thank
You guys are taking that in its entirety and
That's,
saying,
yeah, we backed out the concrete repair for 15 grand.
What was that for?
We don't know. We didn't really.
Oh, well, that's for,
Well,
it's for Center Street Station,
Yeah.
the floor and the base is caving in,
we were.
and there's a
we-
corner,
That was a big number to
Oh.
pour into that.
and there's a
Yeah.
corner of the building that's crumbling.
So we popped that and pretty much left everything else.
So the 5,500 then would be just everything that Center Street needs for
The
repair,
aggregate, yeah, water, salt,
light bulbs, all that crap.
generator stuff, water, backflow test, this boilers,
Chest
some
throws their
mandatories. in there.
Computer out the window, they
Yeah.
need to replace it.
So there's a lot of service lines, and you get into the 430, under that 631 series there.
what was the 5,500 for specifically?
The 5,500 covers stuff that happens that we don't know is gonna happen.
So that's a spitball,
It is.
It is.
Every year, like, hey, this broke.
and that's why it's the same for Park Street.
Yes.
Just kind of like when we did the truck stuff, there's things we know, and then there's things we don't. And so we just kind of left a
You kind of did throw a dart.
little
and
bit of a
let
maintenance
you make
line,
it.
and, scrape.
All of a sudden, the roof starts to leak and you gotta make.
Yeah, you can patch this or fix that, or this pipe will go, or
You know, how much, we didn't wanna throw big money into a little building. We're trying to throw big money into the next building. You know, I see there's been a pattern of trying to go as
Limp
lean
it
as,
along.
we're trying to go as lean as we can.
It's tough because you don't wanna expend a lot of money on these old buildings, knowing that potentially, but we don't know if it's gonna,
Well, you know, at the end of the day, some of these lines may be a little over, and, you know, cross our fingers, we pass a contingency warrant article. We've been successful on the capital, never used, but I think that's why you have a contingency line, and, you know, try to demonstrate some, you know, responsibility, or, you know, try to go as lean as you can and say, we don't know what we don't know,
no, it's,
so. But, yeah, we spent a lot less on that whole, the paving thing and regrading back of the, we had some washout outside the building, back of Center Street, and trying to get that reshaped, so we had this $15,000, like, wow, you know, that's a big number to put into demo. Which, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, hopefully it's
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna get scraped into it.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we need to maintain both the buildings short term.
Yeah.
Because it's, best cases, it's gonna be 2 to 5 years
To
to
build out.
complete.
Right.
So that 15 looked like that was gonna be like a 20 or 30 year repair, not a window or a siding or a door or a.
15-year repair, and hopefully gonna be more than
Yeah.
30.
Well, I moved line 430 repairs and maintenance at Center Street at 8,000.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. The only question I have is the fire alarm annual service test, 700. Is that a new? It doesn't look like it showed up except for this year. Is that an expense we've been paying, or
Yes.
I would assume it is.
It is,
Did
yes.
it come from a different part of the budget then to make it here? Or?
Yes, when we moved things to the apparatus and equipment fund for the engines and the trucks and all that stuff, some of these lines got moved over there as well in error, so we're bringing them back to where they should be. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a fixed cost, I'm assuming, that you like have to pay. It's like a guaranteed 700 contract or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No, that's not a question I had. You guys have any more questions or discussion? No. Okay. Let's take a vote then for line item 430 for 8,000. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Passed.
So I moved 43002 Park Street Station for discussion.
I'll second that.
So you guys are 3,500 less, Jason.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at, I think that was one where we just kind of looked at some averages on the actual spends. 23 was not it was something big. So, okay, you know, barring any spikes, we were looking at like in and around 3-ish a year. So I said, well, we can advance that, and but we just didn't see the 76 there.
123, was that a water softener purchase, the salt and filter?
Yes,
Right, so that was a system purchase.
right.
Right.
And now we have the annual service, and then we have the salt and everything to purchase,
Mm-hmm.
and the filters.
Replace 2 windows, I don't even know how many windows there are at Park Street. I mean, we replaced the doors, but there's not a lot of windows in there.
No, I'm thinking,
Well, doors,
did the doors, so.
I think Kevin Warner did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you're way under this year's actual, so.
We didn't see a lot of, we, you know, just didn't see a lot of need in a building that had a lot of moving parts, and there's not staff.
No, I mean, looking at, like you said, the averages, it does look decent, so maybe even be a smidge higher than this year's actual, so it gives you some fluff even.
And that's kind of, I think we looked at the trend, and well, nobody's living there, so I, you know, the concerns were not as heavy that, without, you know, where there's no staff.
I mean, I make a motion to do line 430. Well, yeah, 430.02 Park Street Station for 41.15.
I'll second that.
Made and seconded. Any further discussion on that? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, abstentions. Moving right along.
I move one. Are we still on Park Street or are we on?
No, we're on custodial supplies.
The 430 series, it's just the
Yeah.
suffixes are a little different.
So who do we, this is just a regular dumpster for trash?
Yes,
Who do we use for that in,
it was,
Either waste management, Casella, is
It's-
it waste?
yeah, I believe it's Casella now.
Is it just one dumpster you have or one
We
per
just have,
station?
we have one
One.
in Center Street.
That's what, that's
It was
what
with-
Bernard was.
It was
they were-
Bernard,
Yeah,
and Casella purchased them.
Yeah, how much are you doing, do you know? Like, how much, are you doing like a 4-yard every other week or 4-yard every week?
It's every other week.
So 4-yard every other week, and
Yes.
it's 4,600?
It shouldn't be.
Because I pay about $13.80 for that same service, so it seems really, really high.
16.95.
Let me pull up at that.
Did you say?
Oh wait, well, 14, I pay $13.80 for that same service, so.
We're
I
paying
don't know if it's different for
$132.77 a month.
How much?
It just went up to $132.77.
So you're not far off then.
Actually,
It was $124.74, but they had a rate increase.
Okay, yeah, that's not as bad as I thought it would
I know we just saved like $400 a month, not for Legion, but we're still around that. They were really sticking it to us until we renegotiated almost a little over $400 a month off. Yeah.
Wow.
About $4,800 a year freaking savings. Yeah.
be. Yeah, it is very
So-
quite a bit, I think.
So it's kind of like
Yeah,
the
it
cable
was.
company, you have to,
Yeah,
you always have to.
do.
It's down.
Get a quote.
Yeah, you gotta stay on 'em.
Yeah, okay.
Totally. Oh, and there's also, as you see, there's gonna be a increase of $3.50 per ton solid waste surcharge starting in January,
Of course.
so.
But I know we haven't done, I'm just gonna make a motion for 430.03 and 430.07 entirety for 5,000, just to open it up.
I'll second that.
Now we can do the official discussion on it. Yeah, I think it seems reasonable to me, what they did.
Yeah, because
I suppose.
we're always hovering around $3,000,
Yeah.
so.
I got 3105 for custodial supplies if we take,
Should an average.
yeah. And then
But don't factor this year in yet. Because all of the there's more out there that hasn't been added.
Yeah, you probably bulk up in different parts of the year, I assume, for that type
Yes.
of product.
Yes.
And you got Black Friday coming up, which I know a lot of people, you save a crap load on
Prime-
Amazon
Prime
Prime
Days
Days,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, good
Yeah.
thinking.
Like iPads, you get them super cheap, like those
Oh, yeah.
people typically buy iPads for $200 instead of like $600, $700.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so, yeah.
You have to go in at midnight at Walmart, buy them up. And do a boot drive while you're there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Who stands in line anymore? You sit at your home on, like you said,
Yeah.
Amazon.
yeah, we have an Amazon
Click.
account.
Yeah.
Just say my
Yeah, I don't
pajamas.
have it. Just, I'll give it to Mary Ellen, she buys it.
Yeah.
Buy now button. You don't have to fly around and check it out. Put it in your
I
shop.
know, it's awesome.
If you just take the actual from this year so far and project that over 12 months, we come out to 4462. So that's about $500 less than the commissioners. Now, that doesn't take into any consideration anything about what you're discussing. So I think the 5,000 is pretty reasonable.
Alright, you guys got any more discussion on it? All those in favor for the 5,000?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Good. Oh yeah, this one's giving us trouble in the past.
That's my fault. I'll let off the gas on this one.
Make a motion that Jason can't discuss this item.
I would recuse myself.
Let's see.
Did we go like 90 minutes on that?
Oh,
Oh, we went more than one meeting.
Because everything was going up.
I mean, I'll make a motion for total groundskeeping for $350.
I'll second that.
Now we're on discussion,
Aye.
which actually, yeah, I don't think we, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
What a rip.
Abstention, wow, we just passed that one on
Yeah.
record now, that's.
Set a land speed record.
um,
At least you have a legend for something. Your legacy.
That's my legacy. It's all my grandson.
I move 430.08 and .081 at 1,800, which is the commissioner's value.
I'll second it.
So why is there such a significant difference, Jason?
The monitoring, I think, was, it's relatively new and had to come back this way. We don't have a lot of backward data on that.
But
But
I
it's-
guess my concern is that the chief didn't include it at all.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the rest of the conversation on that.
he brought it up at the meeting that we needed to add it.
Yeah.
Should we come back to that when he's here?
I think it was just something he missed.
It was, he missed it, that's why,
We got through it and,
It's a big miss.
yeah, well,
yeah.
you know, it goes back to 23, where we had it, we didn't, and, was that one of the ones that went over to
Yes, it is.
the apparatus and
Yes.
equipment? We had a lot of weird stuff.
A lot of stuff happened with that.
Yeah, testing and monitoring and lines went over the apparatus and equipment.
So
Shouldn't have.
we appropriated 15 this year, but used 0.
Well,
It
it was,
hasn't been done
I
yet.
think that one billed in December. isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of a one-time, it's
Yeah.
like an annual billing. We didn't get
So
billed.
the bill we get in December is for the previous year or the next year?
For this, it'll be for 2025.
Yeah, it's weird, because, you know, my monitoring at work, I mean, they run ahead, but this one,
This one runs, yeah.
they do it and you get a bill, it's just kind of weird.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No, well, like a cable
That's-
company, you
yeah.
should pay ahead.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Looking ahead, why is Park Street monitoring like nothing, but this one's so expensive, but
Because
different
these,
monitoring?
the monitoring, the tower company pays for the monitoring.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always get some of this confused with the Lakes Region package that we pay for it, but part of the, you know,
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Just, in my mind, that should be roped more into that, but that's a whole separate topic, that's longer than, but I think that, I don't think there's much wiggle room then, at least I see it with the 1800 since we fixed.
Well, I would just like to hear the chief's comments on that, because it is such a significant difference.
It's because he missed putting that number in and realized it at the budget committee, at the commissioners meeting.
At our workshop,
Yes. And requested they add it.
I mean, you could just click it in on the next document.
Yeah, I should do that.
You should just.
Yeah,
put it in
I'll just
and-
pop it in there for the
yeah,
next one.
That he missed it, and
Yeah.
I'll just put in. Kinda know what it is, but.
Yes. I just hand wrote it in, so it'll be on the next one.
Great. All right. We already got this made and seconded. Any more discussion on it? No? All those in favor for the 1800, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That one passes.
I move 43009 and 500.
I'll second
What's the difference, Jason?
This one's got a big swing too. If you look at 24 to 25.
24, I think there was some installation.
There was some trees down that
Oh,
had to
okay.
be removed.
Do you anticipate spending any more on it this year? Or
Just what's there.
just the 301?
Just the, yeah.
I'm sorry, 150. So I
Right,
guess-
that's weed control. And that's all we anticipate spending on that.
Why are the numbers then for 500?
The 500 is the bottom line.
And they can push it anywhere he wants. I think the generator is just a tune-up and a PM.
They just did that today, so I don't have a bill on that yet.
Oh, okay. So not, yeah, so the actual will be closer to at least the appropriated, I assume, if
Yes.
not higher. Okay. Okay, anybody else have any more discussion on that?
Yeah. If you look at the actual this year, nothing was spent on communication tower maintenance. But 300 was appropriated. I thought that the tower maintenance was performed by the tower owner. So what's this line for?
Or didn't it come out of a revolving fund?
Well, I guess what I'm saying is if the maintenance of the tower is being paid somewhere else, why is it included on this line? It's not big money, but it's,
I think we were just looking at the weed control, was kind of where we were coming from. I don't believe that the generator was within that scope either, with the PM for that, but we could find out.
so it would be, if we do 150 for weed control and 310 for the generator, that's 460. And
Didn't the chief say something about the padlocks being wicked expensive?
Well, one of them, it's like a 2 or 3 key thing, that you can use your key or they can use their key, and somebody had to cut one at one point.
Right.
So that's where we had to put
That's
a
where we
dam
had,
on
yeah,
something,
that's
but
where the extra money was.
we're hoping not to rip repeat that debacle.
Yes.
So are you suggesting to put the money into specific line items or to flatline it? I mean, not to flatline, just to bottom line it.
Well, I'm fine bottom lining it, but I'd like to get the individual lines to add up to that bottom line. And if we do 150 for weed control, 310 for the generator, that's 460. So I would be fine at 460.
Okay. I forget, did we already put this on there, or are we in discussion? We're just in discussion, okay.
So I move line 430.09.091 and .092 at 460.
I'll second that. Made and seconded, any further discussion? Before we vote? Reason, alright, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions, so we got it at 460. Alright, I'll make a motion to look at, just to discuss 430. Or actually, no, never mind, that's gonna be whatever we did.
Right,
Never mind.
4196, it is what it is.
I'm not sure what it is, but
That's the insurances,
Whatever.
workers' comp, property and liability.
we're probably close then, I bet, to make a motion.
That's what B is going to be.
Okay.
And your workers' comp is based on your previous year's payroll, so we don't need this year's payroll to calculate it.
Right.
It's on the prior year's exposure, so.
We've already got,
That's-
these are the not to exceed numbers from the insurance company. And when they give us the not to exceed, that's what it always comes in at.
We kind of got knocked on a increase on the property and liability, which we argued that, and we were not pleased. So,
What was the big increase there? Well, we haven't gotten to that line yet, so we'll ask.
but
I'll wait. In anticipation.
They just have the ability to increase us 9% per year. So,
The primate,
yes. They give us the price and that's what we get.
Alright, so then do we wanna keep going, tackle another couple, or what do you guys feel? Tackle at least this page, okay.
I think, did we do, last year, we tried to do 2 hours, is that what we did
Yeah.
last year?
Yes.
5:30 to
Yeah.
7:30?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Everybody cool with that?
you're going to do the insurances and then skip to page 5?
Yeah.
Well, actually, you can do telephone on this one, so.
Well, we didn't do 4196 yet, right? Did you
Right.
make that motion, Scott?
We
When
just,
you in the
We
process?
just started
of it?
talking.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we
Okay.
fund line 4196.260 workers' comp at 85,848.
I'll second it.
discussion, sounds like this is a fixed one, right?
Yes.
You have any control over it?
Yeah.
No
Okay.
control.
Alright, I guess we can just vote unless anybody else has any pressing. All those in favor for 85,848?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay. Moving right along.
Property and liability.
That's the same.
I'll make a motion that we fund line 4196, 480 for 53,105.
53 or 52?
He's including the
I'm
$1,000
I'm
insurance
doing the
deductible.
whole 80.
Gotcha.
Yep.
480 and 480.01. Okay, any discussion on that? Sounds like that's another fix.
Yes.
Very much
I've
controlled.
got a discussion.
Okay.
The deductible, that's what we would pay out of pocket. If you look at the last 3 years, we've only had to pay that once. Can we find that $1,000 somewhere else in the budget? In the event that it came up in 2026?
Actually, this year we paid it twice,
How come it's not in the actual?
because one of them is for the building, and one of them is for a vehicle.
but I don't see it in the 2025 actual column.
That's right, because it's not there yet. I have to find it and plug it in. But, you know, if they, a lot of times, the garage door doesn't open quite right, and when they're driving out because of the height restrictions that we have at Center Street, they'll catch the bottom of the door.
Gotcha.
Sounds like a personnel issue, but we'll come back to that later.
No, not
Training.
always.
My question, and I don't think I've received a good answer, is why, if we spend $2,000 this year on deductibles, is it not in that line? Or that column for 2025 actual?
Well, 1,000 of that came out of the apparatus and, that money came out of the apparatus and equipment fund.
Oh, it did?
Yes,
Okay, that
because
one-
one was for the radio
Yeah, oh, the radio.
that drowned,
Yeah.
and the other one was for the truck.
So, you haven't paid any deductibles?
Not out of the.
Not out of this one,
Oh,
because
okay.
when they did the damage to the truck, they did the damage to the station as well. But we were fortunate that we didn't have a deductible. You know, it was fixable without the insurance. So, yeah, because it was just
I
the,
don't,
yeah, it was just the rail,
yeah,
and they were able to fix it,
and it was the truck.
and it was the truck, so,
So
yes.
I guess,
When you say truck, like a fire truck or the
Yeah.
pickup truck?
Like a fire truck,
Fire truck.
like the, what's it, ladder, or an engine, probably the engine, I don't know.
So
well,
that was
if
Park
it was
Street.
at Center
Oh.
Street, it had to be the engine.
Well,
This is
no,
what
this
the
was
last
at
one
Park
is.
Street,
Okay.
There's no height restriction there, those are gigantic doors.
this was
Yeah,
not a
that's okay.
door, it was a rail that they hit.
Again, back to my comment, and I'm not being a smartass, but number one, that sounds like driver training, but number two, what you're describing is that deductible was paid, those two deductibles were paid out of other accounts. So my thought is, if we have not used that in 2023, we've not used it in 2025, 2 of the last 3 years, why can't we reduce that to 53,105?
Because it's,
I'm sorry, 52,105.
because it's an even numbered year and we're due.
Because what?
Because
It's an even numbered year and we're due.
And we're due. And I am trying to be smart. Yeah.
But you wanna keep it, you wanna keep at least $1 in there.
Right. We
You
gotta
keep
fund,
that line
we should
open.
fund the line, but maybe, you know, I get it. There's $1,000 somewhere in,
Yeah, it's just floating.
and that's kind of how, you
Right.
know, we've been
Yeah.
navigating through that tonight. It's,
Well,
We have a motion, right, we already did a motion, so we have to vote on this real quick, and then if we wanna go back to it, we can.
or you can, whoever made it can amend it.
Yes,
I think I made the motion.
You made the
on that,
motion.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to amend if you guys wanna do that.
who made the second? Oh,
Eric
Eric
did.
did, okay, so if you amend, Eric amends,
Yeah,
and
so
you're good.
I'll amend my motion to 52,105.
106.
106.
Oh,
106.
When you- All right, here we
That's
go.
why I love
Now-
that Paul.
Yeah.
He keeps
Maybe
me
we
on-
should have stopped at
keeps-
7.
keeps me
Are you
on-
okay with that, Eric?
Yeah, I'm fine. I
Okay,
amend
so
my-
we're gonna keep $1 in 480.01, and then
Yes.
52,105 in the other one, okay. Alright, any more discussion on that one, or are we good at
You
the
guys are great.
52,106 number now? All those in favor?
Aye.
Still wanna go to 7:30, don't you?
Abstentions, so that passed, what we just talked about.
Punchy.
Alright, made it through another
We don't
page.
have to.
No.
Well, we've got telephone at the bottom
Oh,
of
we
the
do?
page
Just
board,
saying, 'cause
yes.
I'd like not to go beyond that, like,
Right.
Holy crap, that's expensive.
Which one?
Oh,
Telephone,
wow.
341.
I mean, I'll make a motion to discuss the 341 section telephone.
I'll second it for discussion.
We take a minute to process this here.
Office telephone service. Is that consolidated?
No, we have, go-to communications, which is voice or internet, and that's cheaper than consolidated.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, consolidated is freaking stupid.
I know.
It's because they have no customers.
What is the radio system fiber service?
So, that is the new connection from the Preserve, the new hotel down there.
Okay.
So, a bunch of our stuff talks to all the towers communicate, most of them through microwave. And that one, because you're at sea level, at the lake level, and the elevations and stuff going back into Tilton, it doesn't pick up everything. So that is a hardwire connection to give us continuity through all the repeaters and through fiber, rather than just microwave, because there's land in the way, so the towers don't all talk to each other.
So is that through First Light or something?
I think that's consolidated.
That's
Yeah,
consolidated.
so that will actually, it goes to fiber, it talks to the PD, and then it brings everything. It gives us redundancy through
Why
all
is
of
the district paying for that?
because the town of Tilton was not interested in that, and it's really it helps us as well. It was a grant, the equipment started with a grant that the chief did, to get the equipment on the building and some stuff in the building to enhance our service down at the lake level. So there's some areas that were expressed as concern when you start getting into buildings and basements with handhelds at that area, that there was some breaks in what we had for radio capability. So Chief did get a grant, get some equipment into that building, but that tower, there's antennas on the hotel that don't quite speak back to everything else we've got in the system. So
Is there a repeater then in that building
Yep.
that the developer put in?
Yep.
And basically that doesn't talk unless we
does-
do this.
Yeah,
Right.
because you're at lake level and trying to get over like Lancaster Hill, or it doesn't have microwave contact with other, and I think it connects back to like mutual aid and Lakes Region
Is that
stuff too.
yearly cost
That's
or
a
one
subs-
time?
that's
Yearly.
Yeah, that's a yearly.
That's gonna be
That's
fixed
every
cost.
year
Every year.
for the fiber connection to get that side of the world talking to our other stuff.
Home Memorial Library has a fire alarm system.
Yeah.
Does the district pay for monitoring or for that connection? No, the library does. That's my point. Why is a fire district paying for this, which is connecting their building to ours?
It's not their building, it's our radios and our stuff that is attached to their building. It's not an enhancement for them, it basically gets us a radio tower out in that direction, that it's not for their purposes, it's for our communications. Rather than building a tower out there, hotel came to town and we were able to get antennas on it. And the antennas don't talk back to the PD or, the rest of the, this is a good
There's a
question
break
for.
in the towers.
This is a
communicating
great
with each other.
chief satire thing, because that's kind of his wheelhouse on the radio stuff, but the rest of the towers talk to each other, and that one, due to lake level, doesn't. It's basically our equipment that we get to avail in.
So that's not supporting just that building, it's kind of like a repeater.
It is, it's basically giving us better coverage out at the lake, at that end, where we really get that some. And it's really got more to do with the guys, the handheld stuff. They start
There's
getting,
areas over there that
yeah, they
don't
get into
the-
some of the buildings and the basements, houses and stuff, and there's not a lot of tower strength over that way. So this was an opportunity to put equipment on top
We're
of
doing
that
that,
tallest
we're
building.
working on.
Yeah,
I was doing the same thing though, Paul. It's like, because I know the town of Tilton has been notorious for neglecting potential impact fees,
Yep.
sucking up all kinds
Yep.
of expenses everywhere where we should have, back for it.
Yeah.
I mean, so the dispatch, so Lakes Region, in my opinion, should be more doing this, but if you talk to them, they only supply the system for mobile radios, not for portable radios.
Yeah.
So again, I don't agree with a lot of the private infrastructure that we do here for radio, because I feel strongly that that should be something that that organization should be doing, and to be honest with you, the quality of that tower system that they put in place has gone down. So I just personally don't think that we should be privately funding something that we already pay as a member fee for them to maintain a system. But that's just my feeling on it. I mean,
It's
grants
tough
are
'cause-
great, but
yeah.
then you got, there's always these big costs of $3,000 a year per grant that you get, great money, great equipment, but then it's gonna add up.
It's the
long term.
residual, okay,
Yeah.
we got grant money,
Yeah.
now,
Yeah, you get
I
a free
mean-
TV, now you get paid for cable for the rest of your,
Yeah,
Right. That's how cell phones used to work. You get
Right.
the phone and they snagged you on the feeds everywhere.
you know.
So this,
And I
so
don't
they
know.
give you the phone as credit every month, but
'Cause-
they still hit you with the.
The
Yeah.
trucks have repeaters, right? One of the engines do, right?
Yes.
So then, in theory, we don't need the system that was put in there, as long as one of the trucks is there.
But what if the ambulance was there?
yeah, I
You
don't
go
know.
back to your mobile. I mean, I can tell you in Laconia, we have the same exact problem, and
Right, but
We
if
may
someone's
do.
in the basement, I'm not calling it basement, just the lowest level of that hotel, or any building over there, the lowest level, and they're trying to talk to whoever.
typically another mobile would pick it up. Typically, I don't know. It may be past the train on this one because you've already done it. Really, I don't know what we have for recourse here.
We really don't.
Right? Like, if we don't pay it, what happens? You find it somewhere else, right, in the budget, if we zero it?
But to a certain extent, though, I mean, it's a level of redundancy. I mean, redundancy in fire service is probably not a bad thing. I mean, and I know where you're going, and I agree with you, but I mean,
it's the communications, the Lakes Region system, in my opinion, they're not, you're paying so much for a system.
Right.
This is, in my opinion, where they just kind of ignore it, and they should be addressing this issue 100%, and then more doing stuff on this end. I just don't feel like privately we should be paying that organization to do all that money and then still have to then rebuild our own radio system. I guess it's more my
Right.
issue with it, but I think that train might be long gone out of the station, so I don't, it's really just me venting to you guys about it. I don't know if,
No, it's good, but like-
I like the
like we're saying-
redundancy and the safety, but it's good that we can afford that in this community. There are a lot of communities that are part of that system where in this case the Tilton people would go to and respond to mutually that don't have anything close to this system in place, so it's more of a bigger level system thing that's the problem than this little 20,
Yeah, it kind of, it crossed me a little weird too, and I would say this is an opportunity where if we start getting additional tenants on Park Street Tower, that we should take some of the bite out of some of these operational costs. I just don't know what our income profile is going to be in the tower.
Do we have any candidates lined up? I mean,
Well, that's, no, but, that's one of those things where, I,
They could come knocking.
right, so,
the big thing is we're already obligated to this.
Right.
Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
sorry, so we either find it somewhere else in the budget, or we fund it here.
Right.
Well, I move 4220 .341 at 20,000.
I'll second.
Any more discussion on that? All those
I was just curious though about I was going to talk earlier about the office telephone service. I mean, who do we deal with that? And I mean, it seems, I don't know, office telephones, do we use it? Is there some kind of, I don't know, secure lines, not secure, we probably don't have secure lines, but is it just for day-to-day operations,
It's day-to-day operations.
communications with?
Yes, it gives us 3 lines, one of which is a fax line. And I You can download the app onto your personal phone, and I have been known to, answer the phone on my personal phone.
Do we use anything on copper over there? No,
What?
Nothing's on copper over there anymore.
And that's $400 a month
It's,
for what you just described, two
Yeah.
phones and a fax?
it's, 2 lines plus the fax.
Okay, we do e-fax.
It's e-fax through
I was gonna
of
say,
the-
who uses,
Well, that's what I'm like.
Well, the fax is part
Use
of,
fax almost every day.
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
yeah, every day.
Crazy, dude.
Like a real fax machine, or is it
Wow.
just you scan it and you
Well,
scan a
yeah.
PDF?
Yeah.
It goes through the phone, through the
Yeah.
phone system, but, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, the hospital does a lot of stuff like that.
Really?
yes.
Yep, every night they fax face sheets.
Mine gets blown every day.
So yeah, basically your insurance, when you get transported by
What?
ambulance, all
I
your
said
insurance
mine gets
information.
blown every day.
It's really not a great system,
The
because most
mine.
of the fax machine, like all your social security number, your heart pill number, like it's
You have
all
one.
until, you know, it gets whatever, but yeah.
I was
In this-
redoing the phone system at the library and they have a fax machine. So I asked them, I said, what's the fax number? Nobody knew what the fax number was.
So did you pick it up and call yourself?
I could, yeah, so I finally found a number, it was a 500 number.
Oh,
So I said, how come nobody here knows what the fax, because we never receive them, we only send them. So they don't need to know the number. But I was totally beside
All right,
myself.
I'm good, I won't belabor it anymore, I was just curious about that. So.
It's huge money, $400 a month.
It is, it's just like, seems steep for phone service. I wasn't sure what level of phone service we had with all the other communication devices, you know?
And cell phone, I assume that includes like, does that include like the hotspots in the
Tablets.
ambulance?
Yes.
Hotspots,
That
tablets,
was
just the
all
whole
that,
package?
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
a lot of stuff,
We
you
do.
probably don't even know how many, we probably do, but it's probably a lot. you know?
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of cell phones and.
Yeah, well, actually, there's only, 3 cell phones maybe, because the duty officer has one, and then I thought maybe there was one on an ambulance and one on an engine, for cell phones, and then the rest is all like tablets and, hotspots and,
Yeah, there's a lot of technology now.
Do the chief and the deputy chiefs have cell phones that we pay for, or
the chief and Deputy Balvenie get a stipend
stipend?
per month of $10 for this, because they use their cell phones.
Alright, so we made a motion and seconded that, right, pretty sure, the
Yep,
20,000.
sure.
Alright, any more discussion on that?
You already voted.
No, we didn't.
No,
We voted on that. We made
Nope.
motion.
we made the motion,
Yeah.
it was second, and then I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, I just.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, now you can vote, sorry.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Motion to adjourn.
20,000.
Wait a minute.
No.
Are we at second?
No, before that.
Pretty close, okay.
Minutes.
Withdrawn.
Minutes, gotta do the minutes,
Yeah.
guys.
Alright, well, actually, that's a good stopping point anyways, right?
Yeah.
It
You
is.
guys-
Page
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll start the different.
No piano player, but
So
Yeah, we didn't do the minutes in the beginning, sorry about
I
that.
make a motion, we accept the minutes of 9:30
Seconded.
as
Oh,
written.
sorry. Seconded.
Seconded. Okay, to be honest, I haven't read over them
Well,
entirely
take-
yet.
Wasn't much to it.
we had a meeting to
Yeah,
talk
if
about
you
a
guys
meeting.
feel like we're good at it, I trust you guys, so. All those in favor of the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions?
Do we have?
Okay,
any
they are
more?
approved.
No,
So,
Jackie's doing double time.
we have, I have 4 interviews this week.
okay,
For who?
Lori,
For Yes,
Lauren 2.0.
The assistant.
yeah, because,
Oh, I didn't know you lost.
Oh,
yes, yes.
About a month.
So
I didn't know that.
you'll be happy to know that, you know, you're gonna be lucky if minutes get done, because I just don't have much time.
But I get you. I understand.
So don't talk so much, because, you know.
Kathy is,
Yeah. I
Kathy's minutes are gonna be discussion ensued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
sent
might
And at
just
the
very
end-
well be.
There was much rejoicing.
I sent the bill to you today through Luke.
You
I
what?
sent the bill through Luke.
Oh, you should have sent it to me
I
directly.
know, I made this.
Our next meeting's the
What am I
13th.
gonna do with
We'll
it?
have-
I don't have
We haven't
time.
adjourned yet,
My
though.
people did it.
Oh, I thought we
I would
voted.
reiterate my
Oh yeah,
motion
did
to
we
adjourn.
do a motion to adjourn?
I
Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
And a second,
We're adjourned.
all those in favor?
When are we meeting next
What time
before we
is it?
do that?
Undebatable.
Yeah.
Oh, we already
It's,
voted.
Vote with your
feet.
7:28 is the
13th.
time,
7:28.
10 minutes,
Time of death.
19:28.
Is it the
Yeah.
13th? That's the next meeting?
Yes,
Uh,
November
so-
13 at 5:30.